So I can refer you to scientific study after scientific study that say masks are ineffective in stopping the spread of the virus. Can you show me one study that says masks are effective? Bottom line, if the science doesn't support it, then it must be about submission. And by that, I mean power and control. Never forget, you work for the citizens of this county. The decision is not about what you believe. It's not about what you want. And starting yesterday, there's no mandate from the state to hide behind. Like it or not, it's on you. You have the power to get rid of the mask mandate, and I urge you to do so.
But as I sit here, I felt like I just had to share my story. My 8th grader this past year went into a deep spiral depression because of virtual learning and because of masks when we went back to school. He was my butterfly child. He was my social. I want to be with everybody. I want to do everything. And I couldn't get him off the floor. I don't want that again. We have started to come out of this. Sports, being involved with people, being back in school, brought him out of depression. It didn't matter what I did at home. Didn't matter how much encouragement and love I gave him at home. That didn't help him. He needed to be with people without a mask. And that's what he wants moving forward. Now, if he chooses going into 9th grade, if he thinks he wants to put that mask on, I'm going to let him make that choice for himself. He's old enough to make that choice. Not only did we suffer the deep depression, we suffered severe germophobia. I can't even touch him. I can't even hug my child unless he's about to go take his shower. Because this community, this world has instilled such great fear in him. No matter how much my husband and I try to encourage him, sometimes it just doesn't matter because the community overtakes and overpowers. And I'm hoping and praying that we have a community this year that moves forward and encourages our children and opens us back up for freedom, for life, for love. And I hope by the end of this new school year that I can hug him again without him having to go take a shower.
This is one of the masks that she wore when she was allowed to come into the building last year. It's not medical grade. It was made from fabric squares that I bought at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if it serves a purpose. What I do know is that her walking around wearing this routinely caused her to develop anxiety issues, and she has been paranoid and withdrawn ever since. My nephew, who is in elementary school, same problem. When he meets people that he doesn't know, he immediately claps his hands over his mouth because he's petrified. He's petrified of meeting strangers, including children. He doesn't want to be around other people. I don't mean any disrespect if people want to wear masks. Wear masks, by all means. Do whatever works for you. I just know anecdotally it has not worked for my family, and it is creating a lot of problems, and that's really all I have to say. So thank you very much for your time.
I suffer from anxiety and sensory issues, and I can understand. I don't like wearing the mask. It took me a long time to find one that didn't bug me. I understand there are kids that cannot physically wear them because it will cause them to panic, and I understand that. But as someone who has family members who struggle with underlying issues, I cannot, with a good heart, go into school and have to worry about not bringing that home and giving it to my dad or my grandmother who might not make it through that. And as someone who is very open-minded, I can understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to tell you to wear a mask. I'm not going to tell you to not wear a mask. I'm not going to tell you to get vaccinated. I cannot tell you what you can and cannot do. that is not up to me. I am only 16 years old. But what I can say is that how would you feel if a family member of yours got sick and passed away? I know what it's like to lose family members, and I'm sure probably everyone here does. But if you can prevent that and you didn't, I can't imagine how much worse that would make you feel, because you could have prevented it, and there are ways that you can prevent that. And it's a choice that you have to wake up and make, and whatever choice you make, that is yours, and I can't tell you that it is wrong or right, but please keep in mind that there are a lot of kids like me who have family members with underlying issues, and it would really, really suck to lose them when we could have prevented it. Thank you.
In the Army, when I had to wear a gas mask for Desert Storm, and as a construction worker for the past 30 years, we are told over and over again what doesn't work for masks. I can't imagine going to war against Saddam Hussein wearing any one of the masks you guys are wearing now. They don't stop anything. They're dust masks. On a construction site, when I have dust masks for my guys to wear in a situation where there's dust, they wear a dust mask. I get fined by OSHA if I have a more serious mask on the job and I don't have somebody on the site who's trained in a respirator and how to wear a more proper mask that would stop something like a virus. So along with all the dangers that they're saying that it does to kids, I'm saying the masks aren't helping anybody. So it should be a choice. If somebody feels better wearing a mask, by all means, wear a mask. If somebody says, hey, I don't want my kid to have to wear a mask, they shouldn't have to wear it. That's all.
Is it right for the school board to be making decisions about health? No, but that's where we are, and so you're taking the best guidance that you have and your personal experiences and the things that you've got as far as feedback from the community. And from where I stand, I just have to say that I do support parental choice. I think that legally that's something that's so important and protected. I have 2 children that had a biological father who's not my husband, and to remove parental rights is nearly impossible in the courts. And so I think we always have to consider that. That said, I've also told my children, if it's not mandatory to wear masks, these are times where you might want to do so anyhow when you're walking through crowded halls and things like that. So I also want to I really want to focus on the importance of caring for one another. We have our individual rights, but we really have to care for one another through this. I wish we could have navigated this year a little bit better in regards to that. It's very important through this, and this is to the parents as well, especially that, we're going to get through this, but our children will remember the way that we taught them to care for one another, for the community around them, for each other, for ourselves as well, of course. So this is a difficult decision to make. But on that, I was really hoping we would have a decision. I have to say, as the parent of 5 children getting ready to go back into schools, and I had to re-enroll them because I did homeschool them, and that was an entire adventure too, this last year, we really need a decision.
And I just wanted to read to you from the face mask box from Costco. It says, these masks do not eliminate the risk of contracting any disease or infection, nor do they reduce the risk of illness or death. It says it right on the box. I mean, please, there has to be a reason that you decide to use these. And if it says right on the box that they don't do what you guys want them to do, then there's no reason to be putting them on the face of our kids. It's detrimental. Thank you.